Lawrence, who has never lost a game on a Saturday. We're talking high school, college, pros, 37-0. But that streak in serious jeopardy today. The Jags go into KC as big underdogs, having lost there in Week 10, 27-17. And Lawrence said, I can't imagine Arrowhead Stadium will be much louder than Jacksonville last Saturday. Uh-oh. Maybe shouldn't have said that. The Giants' Daniel Jones may have earned himself a nice new contract with his signature performance last week against the Vikings. But what a step up in weight class. Now the G-men face the Eagles. Jones kind of looked like Jalen Hurts, becoming the first to throw for over 300 yards with at least 2 TDs and rush for over 70 yards in a playoff game. That was last week. Now, for more on today. Speaking of Hurts, he had a week off. He's going to be playing with that injured right shoulder, according to reports that does remain sore. Hurts and the Eagles are hoping that his second playoff start is better than his first. Remember last year's miserable performance and the wild card loss against the Bucs? Certainly seems like a long time ago. As this seems like a really short season, I can't believe it's here. Senior NFL insider Adam Schefter on this terrific weekend of divisional play. So, Adam, let's start with Jalen Hurts, not listed on the injury report all week. What's the latest you're hearing about that sprained throwing shoulder?
Well, good morning, Hannah. And that was a symbolic gesture, removing Jalen Hurts from the injury report this week. But let's not confuse that with the fact that it definitely still is a factor. That sprained SC joint in his shoulder that caused him to miss 2 games. The bye week certainly benefited Jalen Hurts. He will be out there. He will be starting. He will be, as you mentioned, sore. He's not full strength. And it'll be interesting to see if and how much he is limited in the way that he approaches the game today. The headline of the New York Post today was hit him where it hurts. And I guarantee you that's the mindset of the Giants defense today. Hit Jalen Hurts where it hurts. And let's test that shoulder and let's see how it holds up during the course of today's divisional playoff game.
Yeah, when Jalen was asked about that, the possibility of the Giants, targeting that shoulder, he said, I got a bounty on me every week I go out on the field. Now, listen, we know it would help a lot to have his right tackle, Lane Johnson, blocking for him today. He hasn't played since Week 16 with that groin injury. What's his status?
Well, as good a tackle as there is in football, he is going to be out there. And he, too, like Jalen Hurts, was benefited by the bye week. If they didn't have that bye week, I don't know that he could have gotten out there. But it speaks to how tough he is that he could go out there with that adductor injury that probably is going to need surgery after the Eagles season wraps up. But he's going to gut it out. He's going to be out there. And he is a major asset for that Eagles offensive line and a key to what they do when they're out on offense. Meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboys will be without one of their offensive tackles tomorrow. Jason Peters ruled out of Sunday night's divisional playoff against the 49ers due to that injured hip that he suffered on Monday night against the Buccaneers. Hobbled off the field, and so now the Cowboys will start their rookie first-round draft pick, Tyler Smith, who has been well-seasoned and well-experienced this season, but it looks like he may be matched up against Nick Bosa. Good luck with that. And speaking of offensive line injuries, the Bengals will be without 2 starters on Sunday against the Buffalo Bills. Alex Kappa, Jonah Williams, both ruled out. Kappa's got the ankle. Williams has the knee. And that doesn't even include the fact that they already had lost La'el Collins to a season-ending injury. And so the Cincinnati Bengals, whose offensive line was under siege last season, upgraded it during the offseason by adding Kappa, by adding La'el Collins. And they will have to play the Buffalo Bills on Sunday without either of the offensive linemen that they added to try to help further protect Joe Burrow. Going to be a big challenge in Buffalo on Sunday, Hannah.
Yeah, I mean, he's been sacked 23 times in 5 career postseason games, second most by a QB since the merger. At least there's no Von Miller on the other side to contend with. Thanks, Adam. We'll see you on Countdown.
Thank you, Anna.
Coming up fresh.
AFC, Trevor Lawrence and the Jags coming off that thrilling win. That was so fun at the end for them anyways. Facing Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. What concerns you about Kansas City tonight?
Well, I think if you're Andy Reid, you have to make sure this team understands they're a different team than in Week 10. When you think about Week 10, Jacksonville took the ball away from the Chiefs 3 times. Also an onside kick. Missed opportunities. When you think about the Chiefs, they keep you in the game because they turn the ball over, right? Whether it's fumbles or interceptions, 23 turnovers. They're -3 in the giveaway takeaway. If you do that to a Jacksonville team that is a better team now, you might not win that game. So Kansas City has to clean up that against the Jacksonville team that is, a better team than they were in Week 10. So that is a concern if you're the Kansas City Chiefs right now.
Definitely a better team and feeling like they have some momentum, I'm sure,
Yes.
after that win last week as well. Over to the NFC now, and Jalen Hurts still dealing with that shoulder injury on his throwing shoulder, no less. So how could it impact the Eagles' game plan today?
Well, we say that, but I go back to the last time they played the Giants, coming off that injury. He threw it actually 35 times and ran it 9 times. He's averaging about 11 runs a game, so he's going to have to play. Look, he's well. I don't want to hear about the injury. He's not injured. He's a well football player. You're in the playoffs. You win 14 games. This is your opportunity to win a home game to advance. This is what the Eagles season was all about. Let's play at home. They have a great opportunity against a Giant team that has improved as well, but we can't worry about injuries. I say that as a former player.
Sure,
You're not injured.
yeah.
It's the playoffs. You're not injured. Put some tape on it, some glue on it, whatever you got to do. You got to go play football.
He doesn't feel anything in
No,
this game. He's
no.
going to be ready to go. This is Hurts' second career playoff start, and his first one last year. Completed less than 54% of his passes and threw 2 picks. We'll see what he is able to do tonight because he's not hurt.
No.
He is ready to go.
It's against the Giants.
There you
Let's
go.
go.
Herm Edwards.
Jalen Hurts, why did you ask for a bottle of Elmer's? Well, coach said put some glue on it. Jeremy Fowler back with us on SportsCenter this morning, and defensive coordinator in the Bay, D'Amico Ryans, is game planning, and he's also doing a little bit of life planning because no matter what happens in that game against the Cowboys, whether they advance or whether they don't, his future looks bright. He's interviewing for head coaching positions. Who wants him?
Yeah, busy man this week.
Yeah,
D'Amico
definitely.
Ryans, 4 interviews. So he talked to the Broncos this week. He talked to the Texans yesterday in a meeting that went pretty late into the evening.
Where he started his career.
Yes, and now he's got the Colts and the Cardinals coming up. He's going to do those interviews prior to kickoff tomorrow against the Cowboys. So
Wow.
a crazy, really 72-hour window for Ryans. People around the league believe he has traction in Houston. He played 6 years there, was a great player, played alongside J.J. Watt and others, well respected. Jonathan Gannon, Eagles defensive coordinator, has some traction there as well, but Ryans will be firmly in the mix on multiple jobs.
Another potential head coach who's still not reached 40 years of age, an Alabama product. Yeah, he's going to be highly sought after. Let's talk about some current players as it relates to their future.
Yeah.
And, of course, Lamar Jackson's season ended. Remember, he wanted the contract before it even started. Didn't get that. So what's the dynamic between he and Baltimore?
Well, Gary, I've talked to multiple people inside the organization who do believe that the Ravens, as a total organization, are sincere in wanting to keep Lamar Jackson. They want to make that happen. The problem, of course, is the contract and the guaranteed money. So the expectation around the league is that they will franchise tag him. Could be an exclusive franchise tag or a non-exclusive, which leaves a little more wiggle room for a trade. Either way, they're just going to buy themselves some time, see if they can sign him. If they can't, there will be sharks circling. Some teams believe that the Ravens eventually could look to trade him if they can't get a deal done. Now, Derek Carr, he will be traded. That's the expectation. I'm told that he started to do his homework on prospective teams. He has a no-trade clause, so he's got a lot of power here. And really, the teams I talk to expect a variation of the Saints, the Commanders, the Jets, to all inquire. And I'm told some teams have already made some early initial calls to the Raiders, but still in the process of coming out of the season haze. Not a lot of traction yet. Expect us to heat up closer to the Super Bowl. Now we got Tom Brady.
Let's
the
go,
expectation
TV.
Yeah, we're talking about Tom Brady again. Expectation is that he'll take his time here, a couple weeks, maybe even a month, sort of figure out whether he's going to play or not. Now, should he play, the Raiders believe there'll be a player. They expect to be one of a handful of teams to be in the mix. The Bucs certainly have not given up hope. They believe they have a good chance to get him back. We'll see. Sounded like Tom Brady said a bit of his farewell in his press conference, but they believe they're going to be in the mix there. And then Aaron Rodgers. So the expectation league-wide, at least, talking to other teams, is they expect Rodgers will play this season. He's got a $60 million balloon payment coming to him. It's due between March and the beginning of the season, and it's guaranteed. So probably tough to walk away from that kind of coin. And so then the Packers have to decide, do they want him in the lineup or do they want to trade him? And really, they've been public that they want him back. And so that leaves Jordan Love in a precarious situation, former first-round pick. He's going on year 4. It would not shock me if he requested a trade at that point because from what I'm told, he wants to play. He feels like he's ready. He's been groomed for it, so something has to give.
Jeremy Fowler dropping some absolute nukes this morning. Lamar Jackson potentially